All right. Hello. Welcome back. Like we said, only a brief kind of 20-ish minute break. We're about to get on the way in towards kickstarting things on the stream at the very least here in Central Asia. There's already been a couple of games played whilst we were finishing our third map. We had Kazakhstan taking on Kyrgyzstan, and they beat them relatively handedly. I think it was like 13-6 off the top of my head. And then Uzbekistan took on Turkmenistan and beat them 13-1.
Yeah.
So some very quick games. We've now got Kazakhstan taking on Tajikistan here in this one. And it, has all the potential to be a bit of a banger. This is Tajikistan's first game as well. So I'm interested to see what they can bring to the table.
Well, I am too. Definitely one of the regions that we just hear a lot less from in Counter-Strike, which is a shame because we know that, some of the neighboring countries are able to put on some stuff. Like Kazakhstan, historically in Counter-Strike, has fielded and been responsible for like a bunch of really, really cool Counter-Strike gamers in the past. Adren being, I think, one of my favorite players, but there have been many, many others over the years that have come from the region. At one point, even there was a whole team that was named after I believe the capital of Kazakhstan, which is Astana. Astana Dragons back in the day. It's good times, cool. So there's a real history of the region from Tajikistan. I'm interested to see if there's going to be an even game. Just based off the history alone, I would go with Kazakhstan this one. If I knew nothing else, I'd say they're probably going to be doing pretty well.
Yeah, it's a very good region when it comes to players. We can actually look through this Kazakhstan roster. And when you look at some of the players that they've had, you mentioned Adren, but I mean, even you keep going, you got Buster, who used to play on this team, used to play for Kazakhstan, I say, for a while. Fitch, who was also around for a long, long time. You have obviously Hobbit is another player who most people know. Icy, new boy on the block at the moment for Amcal, the Orpa, who's been
Mo was playing as well.
Yeah, Moo, another one.
Mo.
Khan, also been playing in around for a long, long time. I think who else people might know. Kicker, another classic one. Kicker's been around obviously for a decent time. Neelan, since his stint with EG, haven't seen that guy for a while. And Lackey's Kazakh from Kazakhstan as well. And he obviously has been one of the better players in tier 2 for a long, long time. Now obviously the main man basically over towards Aurora, who are basically the best team in tier 2. So yeah, a lot of talent comes out of this region. It's very, very stacked. This team is no joke either. I mean, they have a lot to bring. Defizer, Black Magic, Pumpkin, Tasman, and Forkies. I mean, we look at these guys as all players who have played for a long, long time in the tier 2 scene. I think in this sort of a qualifier, I'm with you. I'd be very surprised in this qualifier if it is in Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan who go through more or less flawlessly.
Yeah, that'd be my guess off the top of my head too. But you know what? I'm willing to be surprised. Who knows? Maybe there is something in the cards that we're just not expecting. So I think it'd be interesting if there was going to be a bit of a different feel today. But here we've got the lineup: Ice and Madara and King, Dazzle and K27. So again, good names. Good job, guys.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a fan. I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys can bring. I'm going to be honest, don't know any of them, haven't seen them play within the tier 2 scene, so they're new to me, and I think that's always quite exciting. I mean, Vietnam, they were new to me, and honestly, pretty good, man. They were pretty impressive. So I kind of open this, I bring this kind of open arms in the sense that I'm expecting big things. Kazakhstan, though, they are coming off the back of a pretty decent 13-6 win over Kyrgyzstan, so the confidence is probably pretty high. I think it's probably the way I'm going to go about it. There's a side who should come into matchups like this and show the level that they're at, and this is no different. They come in as the heavy favorites in this one. They're known quantities, the Kazakhstan players who have played at a very decent level for a while. I mean, Defizer in particular, somebody that I've casted multiple times over the last couple of years on a variety of different teams. He's always been a pretty solid player within kind of the sort of tier 2 scene in the past. So yeah, honestly, this Kazakhstan team, I'm expecting big things from them.
Yeah, I don't think that's unfair to say. Oh, wow, we're already getting into it. No time wasted. So here we go. We've got the Central Asian qualifier here for the IESF World Championship, and it's Kazakhstan versus Tajikistan. And already we are seeing a little bit of action headed towards the top of Banana, straight towards the B-bomb site.
For those who don't know, our decider is our phono. We are changing things up. Of course, we're only doing best of 1 here. We're not best of 3, so there's just the one map. Nice and simple, nice and easy. Already, opener coming through for Tajikistan as they burst on towards B. They'll get the site and the bomb will go down. Already a decent start for them to do this with all 5 left alive.
Yeah, the fact that it's best of 1 also means the pressure is on. All the decisions are going to really make a difference here. Kazakhstan already losing a player, and we'll see how this one plays out. Or maybe, I think the HUD's the other way around, so I think it's going to be them on the T side to begin with. Oh, Forky's taking a kill there, but with the bomb already ticking away, it's trouble for the CTs at the moment. And Ice will end up going down. That's a nice take, pretty straightforward. All the sort of the usual stuff, right? You smoke off, you get the bomb planted very quickly, and all the pressure's on the CT side.
Yeah. Just for those joining us, HUD is flipped, by the way. Should fix yourself in just a second. It is Kazakhstan on that T side, as you mentioned. And yeah, it's Tajikistan on the CT. And a good start for Kazakhstan. I think on T side Inferno as well, this is where a side of kind of their caliber can kind of come in and just sort of run riot. They know that mechanically, I'm sure they'll back themselves as the better side. And yeah, that's what we're going to see. It's a low buy for Keys once again towards the AWP, I'm assuming sooner rather than later. And in doing so, means at the very least for him, he has a bit of an onus to hope that his teammates can do a lot of the heavy lifting. Tasman finding the first with the Galil. Deagle spotted out via CT, but I don't think it's going to do too much.
If you're mechanically better than the other team, there's something that we saw when we were watching the African qualifier. Sometimes you can just power through and you can just bully the other team, and there's nothing they can do about it. So I will see if Kazakhstan feel like that's the way that this is going. If they feel that confident that they can just run down Tajikistan, because if that's the case, then you might as well just go for it. You know, then you can throw some of the tactics out of the boat and just kind of just win the game, which is totally fair. If you're going to be better, then why not push that advantage? There we go, Kazakhstan with a 2-0 lead, and we get into the rifles.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things as well where you can actually just make your life, nice and easy by making these games quick. I think Kazakhstan will come in towards this sort of a qualifier, and for, basically for themselves and Uzbekistan, every other team bar each other, they'll see it as maybe a bit of a free win where they can come in and really flex their muscles. Yeah. Make them quick. The Uzbekistan game is going to be sick, though, in all fairness. This is, two powerhouse regions in Central Asia who really can bring a lot to the table.
I'm curious. We've got about 100 people watching on Twitch. If there's anyone from Kazakhstan or Tajikistan that are tuning in, I'm so curious, like how far the game reaches. Hope you guys are and having a good time. I'm always excited to watch new players from different regions that I haven't seen before. So for me, it's a real treat. And for Icy, it's a double kill for Ice, it's a double kill to start this one with. So great job. That's going to set them up nicely.
Yeah, Tajikistan, this is good for them. They need this. I think, this is their opening game. This is an opportunity for them to really showcase what they're all about. These are guys that I'm not all too familiar with. I want to see them flex their muscles, respectively, a little bit. The corner, King, contact for him, but it just fall back towards that mini pit, playing above the truck. A double ding comes through. He's a lucky man to still even be alive. It'll come over and again takes even more damage. How is he still alive? 1 point of HP. Lucky guy. I don't know how much longer he'll live, but this is a very doable 3v5. It's full HP basically over towards everybody on Kazakh, and it's very low HP for Tajikistan. This is tough now. They're in trouble. Oh,
just a little bit. Nice shot from King, but he burns alive with the Molotov. I think he might have backpedaled into it. That's a bit of a shame. The bomb almost getting planted there, but interrupted. Nice shot from Pumpkin. I'm sure he was in trouble there. They were running him down. He tries again to fake it out. He spins. He gets the shot. My God, he's fast. And that's going to be devastating now. Ice on the other side. He started the round. He's going to have to try and close it out or face the wrath of the AWP that's waiting for him. Oh, he's going aggressive. He wants to fight him. He misses the shot and somehow lives. He's going to get one more chance. The reload has to be done in the middle of this little clutch, and he's not quite hitting it now. Pistols have come out on the other side, and there we go. Pumpkin with the final AWP shot. He basically won that 1 versus 3. That is sick.
Oh, man, I cannot believe he gets away with that third kill as well. And you could just see that for Tajikistan in that clutch, specifically in the 1 versus 1, just so nervous, right? I mean, it's that main thing. They no confidence. When the AWP misses a shot, you normally see a player will barrel on in and really try to get, I don't know, I guess right up in their face and make the AWP uncomfortable. Didn't happen there. Let him reload, in fact. I mean, that in itself is a bit of a damning mistake. No two ways about it. However, 3-0 start, Kazakhstan, lovely work from them. In doing so, the money is a little shot over towards Tajikistan. They can go for a little bit of a buy, couple of upgrades, I don't know if it's worth the force here. I don't think it is.
No, maybe not. Yeah, I think it is the best of one, so I guess it's hard to know. Sometimes you have limited amount of time to make these decisions, and if you force and it doesn't work out, you could put yourself really, really far behind. They elected for a bunch of HEs instead, which haven't really done anything. But yeah, hard to know where to go with a round like this one. Forcing up. I mean, we've seen some Max 7s and stuff like that in some of the Southeast Asian qualifier games, but yeah, this is maybe a little bit more of a normal approach.
Slower. But at the very least, they kind of have some decent control top car. Continue moving their way forward. Molly towards Dark. One bounce on towards the side. I don't think, yeah, it was actually meant to go all the way back in towards back. Doesn't matter. First, Orange player going to get caught. A little bit of attack going to come through in response, but Dara will fall with no trade.
All right, Deal will find at least one, but Ice will go down. Pumpkin still doing great work with the AWP, and there should be a chance here for a bomb plant. CK27 is certainly thinking about it, but oh, the grenade actually will do some work, so at least the HG buy will make a little bit of sense here. It's just King on his own, and he's got another 2 kills to find after that one. Nice little swing. It's actually Testman on the other side that's going to be able to break that one up. But yeah, Kazakhstan, they're still doing good. 4-0 in their favor.
Nice and easy. Nice and simple. Cannot complain, really, at all. But in a way, that was a round which is kind of, from the get-go, a bit of a non-starter. So I'm not going to read too heavily into it. This one we will. Orb coming out for King. Going to try and at the very least compete with that of Pumpkin on the other side. Of course, pulled off that pretty naughty clutch earlier. You can see somebody keep him at bay. I mean, he's actually been running a little bit riot. He's having a lot of fun at range. So King really has to start to put some pressure on. Looks like for him as well, playing out via apartments with the orb. I don't hate this position either. This double stack it's pretty common at the top level. It's so damn strong if utilized properly.
Yeah, I agree. You could definitely tell that Kazakhstan have drilled in a lot of stuff here on Inferno. Like they know the map very well, and not too surprised for Tajikistan. I'm really curious if they're going to be able to stand up here with the rifles. We did have Ice get a swift double kill of that one of the previous rounds, and that looked like that was going to be the entry into something, but it didn't really work out. Oh, trying to push through there, but Madara, he's going to go down. It's all on Ice, and they're going to be grenades all over. He might just have to fall back. I mean, I don't think he can stick around and fight this. He tries to, I think, at the edge of the smoke that was just popping towards the coffin side, but it wasn't enough. Wow, yeah, they're getting absolutely blown up on this one.
Yeah, honestly, right now it's showcasing just a little bit of a skill diff that we like to call it. Kazakhstan looking super clean, man. Super, super clean. Really nice work, though, honestly. For Kazakhstan, they have a lot to offer coming towards the competition. And in kind of the longer sense of things, they should be making it towards, the Asia Championships. They're a side and a region who are very heavily represented in Counter-Strike itself. And right now, showcasing just how good they can be. And of course, those who maybe aren't too aware, this Kazakhstan side do play under an org called Tor. They are a full team. It's not a mix of any sort. These guys play and practice together regularly. They're, regulars within Tier 2. It's not too much of a shock for me. Yeah, just yet. Double boost here on towards Flower Pots on a third. And around that of CT. That player of Ice will get caught, though.
Yeah, they have a bit of a buy in this one, but it's not too impressive. Pretty good flashbang. Another one that actually lands on top of the boost. A third flashbang. Madara, he's been flashed forever. They have a little bit of a, all right, boost set up, so see if they can do some more work with it. Trying to escape, but Defizer will get the kill on Madara before he really got out of there. The flashbangs were pretty overwhelming, but at least it's a 2 versus 3 here. They're going to fake the bomb just to make sure that no one's hiding on the other side and taking any shots through. And now they're going to go for it. Different position. No one there to really stop it. It's Black Magic getting a kill against King, leaving just a single player on the CT side.
And he's out of there as well. Yeah, he's gone. Muchas gracias is Gonzo. He's saying, I thank you for keeping me alive, but Apart from that, he doesn't have too much to thank, in all fairness. Kazakhstan going to make it a 6th on the board. And honestly, very simple. There was a moment where it looked like there was a conversation to be had there because there was a bit of a banana flank coming through, but the second it gets found out, yeah, nice and easy. Kazakhstan making this one look pretty damn simple. This is the thing, though. You know, a couple of these matchups are going to be like this. I mean, Kazakhstan are a very, very good side. Tajikistan, it's not a region which I guess is kind of represented all that much in international Counter-Strike, we'll call it. You know, they don't play as much of in, you know, at least we see a lot of Kazakhstan players play within CIS, Russian teams, for example. It happens pretty commonly, not as much here. All in all, though, so far, so good. This is a very decent performance from what we've seen at the moment. And there's a lot to like. And I think I'm right in saying they're also playing right after this against Turkmenistan, who picked up a pretty heavy loss as well. So it could be back-to-back quick games for Kazakhstan.
Yeah, it could. I think it's interesting for Kazakhstan. Like it seems to suggest the idea that, you know, having a couple of players have a little bit of international success can drive the local scene so far forward, you know? I think for the early days of CSGO, and obviously for the, you know, for 1.6, someone like Adren, you know, being around and playing at a high level, I think that just goes to carry like the Kazakhstan scene a lot. Like people are watching from home, they respect the fact that he's out there playing at a high level, and they want to do the same thing, right? So I think having like a couple of role models like that can really go far. So I'm curious if that's going to be a feature for some of these regions, right? It's one of the reasons why, you know, talking about Icy Vlone from Uzbekistan, it could be really fun to see him try and, you know, and get onto like a high level team in the regular scene, just to see if he can have the same effect, because he definitely has some chops. So looks like it's going to be an attack towards the B bomb side. The good rotation coming in here, I do like that, but the defense still has to hold here, and the Molotovs and the flashbangs made it very, very hard. So Madara is going to end up going down.
Bomb will go down as well. Postbarn sets up in a 4v3. It's one of those as well where the Kazakhstan region, while this is an Asia qualifier, they can actually play in Europe. There was a team not even that long ago that I used to commentate back in kind of the tier 2 sort of things called 100 Ping Gods. And
nice.
Kind of a play on themselves, because they were playing a lot of series at about 100 pings. They can play in Europe. They can play in Asia. They've got kind of, I guess, I say the best of both. It's actually kind of the worst of both. They played towards Asia, but it's still high ping there. They play towards EU, but it's high ping there as well. So this kind of Central Asian region sort of have to stick to themselves a little bit. Or you play over in East Russia, I think, is another server that they can kind of go on.
Okay, yeah.
I got to give them a lot of credit. I mean, these sort of players who come from regions like this that are very small in not only just size, but then also kind of their, I guess, prowess in terms of the international scene of Counter-Strike. The players that really make it and give it a good go and are playing kind of Age of TV and playing in all these tournaments and stuff, I have a lot of respect for them.
Yeah, I mean, and embracing the memes as well. I like the name. Like, you know, you gotta do something. Like if you're, you know, you can't really get stuck complaining about it. So I guess that's kind of cool. Yeah, it's a 7-0 lead. So there's not that much to talk about in terms of the game itself, right? King and Ice and K27, they've all got 4 kills. So that's definitely something to work with. But well, yeah, overall, you can just tell that the Kazakhstani side here, they're a cut above and beyond right now. And that's kind of what we were maybe guessing was going to happen. But I think we're seeing a little bit of that play out in real time here.
That's it. I mean, it's seriously pretty simple work. What to like, though? What to like? Kazakhstan at the very least look clean. They're a side that we hope can be very competitive. It sets off that potential of the Kazakhstan versus Uzbekistan match being pretty spicy indeed, if both of them showcase how good they can be. Get 27, our team kill in the mix there. It's a little bit chaotic. It's into a 3 versus 3. I mean, King might get a chance here. He will. Both sides spot each other out, both the Orbs, but neither of them connects a shot. Very chaotic fight towards Banana, it seemed, but a peek in there for King. Down he goes, and the A side pretty open now. Players rotating in via library, but honestly too late here. I mean, K27 is also so low.
Yeah, hard for him to get into the fight. It's very, very dangerous. Very often a pre-fired position. This one, he will. That's a bullet that I think landed right in the door frame next to him. So he's like, I'm out. I can't stay alive in this one. 2 versus 3 with the bomb down. And unless you get some sort of miracle double kill right now, it's probably not going to happen. I think they're realizing that too. So backing on out, trying to prioritize the weaponry that they got, which in fairness makes a lot of sense. I don't know what else they're supposed to do here. So didn't have the health or the utility for it. So it will be an 8th round here picked up.
In the corner, I mean, at the very least, a exit kill of some sort is... It's a small silver lining. There's not a huge amount you can really say to break this one down. Tajikistan just cannot seem to compete. Hot Flash is kind of crazy, and he will get another kill. Fair play to Black Magic. The last player is the AWP, though. Pumpkin doesn't want to lose that. K27 drops some Molotov. Oh my god, I hope he doesn't spread onto himself, because that would be pretty awkward. Oh my god. That was very close to killing himself there. He's a lucky man. There's an 8-0 start for Kazakhstan. Very light work in towards this one. Haven't broken too much of a sweat. They're honestly just playing this a little bit like a pug, you know, approaching with the individuals, flying into fights and kind of backing themselves in the aim duels. And honestly, I don't blame them. It's working wonderfully. Great stuff, in all fairness. In Kazakhstan, they look super clean.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to really criticize them and ask them to do anything differently. They're winning the rounds that they did win at the moment, and there's not much we can complain about here. Some grenades being set up. And with limited rifles on the CT side, it's unlikely they're going to be able to put up a great defense here, but smokes are well timed. I'd say, like, it doesn't seem to me like Tajikistan don't know what they're doing. Like, I'm not getting the sense that they are completely lost in this game. I just think they're outclassed in terms of some of the mechanics here, but they definitely know how to play Counter-Strike. It's just...
agreed.
Yeah, they're just running into, like, a tough opponent in Kazakhstan, so... Oh, could be a big opportunity there. K27, good couple of kills, but Pumpkin turning around and absolutely blowing him up. Still, oh, and look at this out of the B-bomb side. I think here the rotation, yeah, Defizer knows they've rotated out, so they're going to bring the bomb back. And when they come back to check, he's already hiding in that corner. I think he might have won the round almost already with that little push. I doubt if Madara is going to be able to go back and check this one.
They're smoked across
especially with the smoke.
Yeah. What? I felt like Defizer could have seen him there as well.
He did. He 100% did. I think he might have just waited to see if there was going to be 2 people pushing through. He might have been a little bit greedy because the smoke really sells it. It's still a cool play from Defizer. Like, it is a nice idea. Just got beat by the Deagle this time around. Still, Pumpkin is here, and he's been taking away a little bit of our attention so far. It's been pretty good with the AWP. He's had some clutch moments. Now he's set up in a nice position. They don't have any more grenades either on the CT side, and they don't have a kit either. So I think even the time they've waited now is probably too late to try and do anything with. Yeah. All right.
Pumpkin, Black Magic dies here, I think.
Probably.
Yeah, he'll go down. But honestly, really good play. I mean, that rotate, pushing in through B, no one spotted there. Tux said, even though he dies, he actually wins them the round with no contact at least for himself personally. It's a really, really well played round. Kazakhstan 9-0. And just come back to the point you were saying, you're spot on. Honestly, Tajikistan, they actually are playing good Counter-Strike. The util's very spot on. The smokes and flashes are very decent for each other. The synergy and the teamwork's there. And, you know, you can tell they've got setups, retakes, executes, all the rest. But it does come down to the fundamentals, which is the mechanics over towards Kazakhstan are just that tad better. And it's showing. But a 1-for-1. That Magic will fall to the hands of the AWP of King. Molotov into his top car. A little bit too late here, though, for Madara. Needs to be careful. They've already pushed up past this.
Yeah, I do think that is it's the mechanics that are making a difference here. Ice showing up, and it would have been sick if you'd have got the double spray. That might have saved the round a little bit, but now it's down to a 1 versus 3 with the bomb definitely going to be planted here. So, yeah, it is unfortunately a little bit of more of a one-sided game here with Kazakhstan. But I guess that means, like you said, that we're kind of building up for the potential game between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, which could be really fun.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, both of them have been dominant in their opening matchup so far. And of course, if Kazakhstan make it 2 for 2 in dominant ones, then it does make a real showing just about how good these two sides are. They're the favorites coming towards this qualifier. I would have been very surprised if either of them lost to basically anybody that wasn't kind of each other. So, yeah. And even then, I'm honestly leaning, I know it's partly biased just because of us seeing them at Yash, but I'm still leaning towards Uzbekistan as the favorites overall. But I think it's going to be a good matchup. Kazakhstan look very crisp. This is a very good map. I always like to say it's kind of, if known as a good litmus test map of just how good a team actually is. It's nothing new on this map really ever. So it comes down to what's the teamwork like? How crisp are you? And so far, everything's kind of perfect towards Kazakhstan. You kind of complain about them, really. That's all. 10-0. Flawless so far. Tajikistan already is starting to feel like maybe the beginning of the end. If they can get, I'd like to see them get around. Let's start with that, and then we can talk about the potential of how you get back into this game.
Yeah, it's a really, really long road back. So, we'll pick up that conversation if we get there. Ice hiding. He's hearing the footsteps. Grenade lands a little bit further on back. Pumpkin not missing a shot. Ooh, tries to quickscope that one, but at least they get the trade in there. Hiding further back with the MP9, and again, you're not seeing they're not rushing into anything. If you're waiting with the MP9 up there, you'd love for them to run forward, but they're so well aware what's happening. Now they know they can take the fight if they want, or they can just go and plant the bomb on the other side. So yeah, the bomb is going to be planted at A here. Not much they can do about it, but I almost might as well try and fight for it here. You've got to win at least a couple of rounds here on the CT side. So time to clutch.
Yeah, why not? There is no downside to giving this a go, honestly. Bomb is planted 4 short. They knew the last player was over towards B. He's surely not going to rotate all the way over, kind of via library. Got to expect him coming this way. Goes for a tap on towards the bomb long by wrapping long. They've got plenty of time. Play off each other brilliantly. Nice little 1-2 setup. A good trade to come through. Kazakhstan 11-0. Nice and simple. Nice and easy, Anders. I mean, this is the expected result to a degree. I mean, maybe wanted maybe a little bit more out of Tajikistan, just in the sense that we don't really know these guys all too well, but Kazakhstan just showing just how scary they are. This lineup under the banner of Tora, they're no joke. They are a very, very solid team. They play a lot within kind of that tier 2 Counter-Strike that I like to mention, and honestly, they're just showing just how crisp they can be when they play well.
Yeah, they have a really, really good understanding of the game. So really hard to beat, and there's only so many ways that we can say that. I've got to say, though, I mean, it's a takeaway from me for now is that Pumpkin looks like a really interesting player. Some of the mechanics with the AWP looks pretty solid, even though he's playing against an opponent that's maybe a little bit below their skill level. It's still good to see. Defiance is showing up. Only 17, all right, yeah. So early on, even we could be catching. There could be one of those names that we, look back on a couple of years from now and say, "Oh, wait a minute, I remember him. Yeah, he was playing in the qualifier for IESF." So Black Magic looked like he's going to get almost a free kill here at that range. Mag 7 versus AK. Probably not going to be favorite for a fair fight there. But either way, all right, he's going to get found. He got lured into it because he got the other kill. That's interesting. Either way, it is going to be, I think, a 12th round here for Kazakhstan. It's just very one-sided.
Yeah, will they clear? Double in the smoke. Yeah, not going to happen. They know where the last guy is. He goes over towards second mid. K27's got nothing to lose here. Give it a look in, but he gets caught by the orb. 12-0, flawless first half coming through. And I mean, across the board, brilliant. 13 for Pumpkin, 12 for Black Magic, 10 and 11 individually for the likes of Tasman and Forkies. I mean, just super, super solid work. Nothing we can complain about. Kazakhstan look great. They're playing great. And yeah, the young Orpa, 17 years of age, Pumpkin, super talented. I got to cast him under a Vanguard. They were obviously, as an organization, one that bit of a legendary kind of org, obviously. Previous VP and all the rest. They've been around for a long, long time. But they've kind of more dipped in towards kind of the tier 2 scene these days. And half of this team, I think basically 3 out of 5 were under that banner for a little while. Well, being picked up by Tor, but not a bad start. And it's falling apart. It's chaotic. And it's a 13-0. Anders, it's a quick one. What can you say? Kazakhstan, just brilliant.
Yeah, we did not waste any time with that one. Yeah, that was, we talked about it. Some unknown quantities, obviously. We didn't really know a lot about Tajikistan at the start of it, but at the end of it, we got a sense that Kazakhstan were going to be the better just because of the region, because of the talent that's been produced there in the past. And these guys certainly live up to that hype. So that's pretty cool to see, actually. I like that. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, really, really well done. I mean, just showcase just how good they are. 13-0. You can't really complain in any way just about how good Kazakhstan were. There was moments, there was, these kind of flash in the pan sort of instances, but realistically, not enough for us to go off and say that
yeah, it was good enough. And we take a look at some of these highlights as well. You can just see just how good they were. It was a bit of a massacre at times. And it came down to what was the one key fundamental thing that can differentiate between teams who both obviously play Counter-Strike a hell of a lot. As you can tell, credit to Tajikistan, the setups were good, but when it comes to 50-50 is the raw mechanics of Kazakhstan.
Yeah, definitely looked like that. Hope we get to see more talent coming out onto the international scene in the future. That'd be really cool. But like I said, they do have a long history with it. Shout out to anyone who still remembers the Standard Dragons. That project was kind of sick back in like 2014 or whenever it was. Good times, really good times. Supposed to be the team that was going to kill NIP, I remember. It didn't really work out that way, but still, it was fun to think about the fact that there are still people coming out of the region to play top-level Counter-Strike. So, one-sided game to say the least, but yeah, we have I think a favorite already for the region. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, Kazakhstan looking very, very good. It does set up that conversation about them and Uzbekistan in a very interesting light. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing when they end up playing how that goes. Uzbekistan got a 13-1 over Turkmenistan a little bit earlier today. So they were dominant, which is pretty sick. Kyrgyzstan then ended up beating Turkmenistan as well in, I think, a relatively one-sided game. Yeah, it was 13-4. So I think if I'm right saying Turkmenistan might be already kind of donezo in the qualification hopes. But at least Kyrgyzstan, they responded well. They lost to Kazakhstan in their opening game dominantly. I think that was 13-1 as well. So they responded well with a win. It's kind of back and forth. This is kind of how things work with some of these qualifiers. You see, a couple of teams who are maybe the heavy favorites, but then a couple of others who at least kind of nip at the heels, is how I like to put it.
Yeah, I mean, get the experience, get a sense of what it's like. Come back and play again next time. Like we talked about this when we were watching Nigeria and Ghana, I think, try to qualify over the North African qualifier. And, even if they didn't play super good Counter-Strike, it's still, I'm going to look out for them next time, right? Like next time we do IESF next year, how has it improved? Have they got better? Are there more resources? Like it takes time to build these things. I think it's interesting. So yeah, even if some countries here aren't going to be, showing their absolute best, you give them time. Maybe it'll grow. Maybe it'll become a more of established thing. I think that's worth spending some time on. But yeah, good work from the Kazakhstan squad. No question about it. Waiting to see if we can get an interview on the way. Yeah, and see if we can catch one of the players to get a sense of how confident they feel. If surely after this one, they were going to be feeling pretty good about themselves.
Yeah, I found themselves 2-0. Only lost a few rounds as well. So, I mean, it's been, all in all, a pretty, simple day at the office. They're map number 1. It was 13-6 against Kyrgyzstan. So a little bit more of a competition there. But, I mean, all in all, still relatively, one-sided in kind of quotation marks in that one. So, yeah, I think I look at this in Kazakhstan now, 2-0. A very, very strong start. They found themselves top of the group. Obviously, Uzbekistan haven't played their second game yet, as that'll be coming up next. They have got... trying to check who they've got actually as their next game. They are going to be playing against Tajikistan. So there we go. It's Tajikistan who you've got to try and respond. I mean, that's a hard kind of run of things, right? You get the two best teams in a row. I mean, no real rest for the wicked there, basically at all.
Yeah, not going to be any real breaks. So, but still, I'm curious to learn some new names from the region. Are we? So we got Kyrgyzstan as well, and we've got Turkmenistan. So yes. there are going to be 10 players there that we maybe don't know nearly as well. I noticed one of them on Turkmenistan is called Illusion. Now that was my name back in the day, so I'm excited for that.
Okay.
Before I decided to ditch the whole naming thing and just stick with my real name, but that's what I used to play under when I played, Counter-Strike 1.3 or something like that. But still.
Yeah, I think I actually remember seeing that on. I think it was your Wikipedia. I think it was. Something along those lines. And I was going to. There you go. Yeah, formerly known as Illusion when you worked at Nip TV. There you go. I was going to ask about that. I think we have an interview in a second. We'll be ready. We're going to be having the Pfizer coming in. We're just waiting for him to get his mic set up and all of the rest. But I mean, there's not that many games here left in this one. This is a little bit of a different format to the previous region we were doing because there's 5 teams here. It then goes into kind of best of 1 round robin across just the 2 days as well. Tomorrow's games, pretty important though. I think realistically it's Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan who are the favorites, but they will be playing off against each other in the opening game tomorrow in what is called round 4, quote unquote. It's the opening game is tomorrow, which is pretty spicy, man. I hope we get to cover that one. I hope we're not doing anything else because that is That's a banger, in all fairness. That's two teams that probably should be on land. Two teams that actually have a really good chance of qualifying to the main event in Riyadh. So we'll have a look and see. But I think we have Pfizer ready to join us for an interview and get to pick his brains off the back of a pretty easy one. Here he is. Brother, thank you very much for joining us. Good to see you. First of all, how are we feeling? That was pretty easy. That felt pretty quick.
Can you hear us all right? I think.
Oh, you can't. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Let's see if we can get it sorted out. There we go.
Can you hear us?
Perfect.
Okay,
wonderful.
Yeah, as long as we can hear you, that's all that matters.
Yeah. How are you guys doing? That was a really, really easy game for you guys. How confident are you guys feeling that you can qualify for the main event in Chengdu? Ooh, I've lost.
What about you, Anders? But I can't hear him.
Yeah, I've lost this audio as well. Let's see if we can set
He
it
lost
up.
ours, we've lost his. You hate to see it.
Yeah, let's
really do.
See if we can figure it
no,
out.
I can lip read you now. I can't hear you.
We'll see if we can sort it out. Technology is not easy at all, but
yeah,
give us a moment.
Yeah, it should be 2 seconds.
Yeah, we're on it. Yeah, we got the tech people on it. Don't worry about it.
Just run it again, and it's as easy as. Okay, we'll come back to us.
All right. Yeah, we'll see if we can sort it out. But yeah, I'm curious to see if they see themselves as well as you know some of the favorites. Hopefully they do. They should after this particular performance. But yeah, interesting to see kind of as well for them what this sort of a tournament kind of means to them, right? I mean, we look at this in the sense of they play obviously a lot of tier 2 Counter-Strike, but even in the tier 2, it's so rare that you get lands of this sort of caliber, this quality. I mean, this is the kind of the beautiful thing about IESF. You get players who maybe don't always get those opportunities to actually get to prove themselves. So yeah, playing an international LAN in Chengdu and then maybe even a second in Riyadh off the back of it, it's pretty sick. Yeah, I mean that's for someone who maybe doesn't get a lot of chances to play. That's something that should be quite a lot of experience to pick up all of a sudden, and especially for some of these players that might have dreams of playing at the international level, that could be a great starting point here to get some LAN experience, because it is just different. It's a different feeling when there's a lot more on the line. So we'll see if we can get Defizer back online in a second. Hopefully we can get the audio sorted. Both need to be in place, but we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. Worst case, if not, we can kind of just chill out a little bit before we head in towards our next game off the back of this. I think you're right in saying we have basically our pick of the choice. Do we want to go towards Kazakhstan versus Turkmenistan, or do you want to go to Uzbekistan versus Tajikistan? Both of them, you hate to say it, on paper should be a little bit one-sided. Kazakhstan versus Turkmenistan, it's a pretty tough match. I mean, Uzbekistan beat them 13-1, and then they just lost again 30-1 against Kyrgyzstan. So it's not good signs there for Turkmenistan, bless them. As Tajikistan, we just seen them get 13-0'd. Uzbekistan are arguably equally as good as Kazakhstan, if not potentially even better. So regardless of where we go, I think it's safe to say Anders might have a quick end to the day.
Yeah, I think there's no way around it. Like it does seem like that's the case. But so maybe again we can spot some players that we might say, okay, listen, I'm gonna remember him no matter what. So I always try and look for the highlights in that sense. Okay, I think we might be ready with the Pfizer again. So let's see if we can get it back on. Hopefully we can hear him. He can hear us. See if it's gonna work.
Hello, can you hear us?
Guys, I can
hear us. Hello.
I can't hear him, so
I can't hear him. So not a good sign.
Ooh, well, I think the audio's gonna work now. Hold on. Yeah, let's see.
Don't have voice.
Hey, can you hear us? No, I think not. We're so close, Hans. So close.
Technology is so hard. Yeah, I know.
So close, but so far.
All right. We might have to skip it then, just to give the Pfizer a chance to go out and celebrate a little bit, or get ready for the next game in either case. But yeah, that's maybe we'll get him if we see them again. We'll get him one more time. We'll just get it fixed up. But yeah, regardless, surely they've got to be feeling like top of the world right now.
Yeah, let's be honest. They're a side who consider themselves probably the favorites or one of. I think they'll realize that this is a qualifier which they should kind of walk all over for the most part because of just their quality. They're a very solid side with individuals who have the ability to play on an international land, have the ability to really compete against some of the best in the entire region. So I think for them, it'd be nice to pick their brains, but we kind of know how they're feeling. There's a 30-0. There's not a lot to break down off the back of that. They absolutely decimated Tajikistan, and it might be the same result heading in towards the next game. I'm not too 100% sure which one we will be covering, but regardless, both should be quick. Kazakhstan to Turkmenistan. Turkmenistan have got, I think, like 2 rounds across their opening 2 best-of-ones. Tajikistan, we've just seen them get 30-0. They actually played pretty decently, though. I don't think that, like, even though it was a 30-0, I don't think it was like a massacre. You can see they had the right ideas. You can see they had setups and all the rest, but in the end, it didn't matter. Ladies and gents, we're going to first one to a break. When we are back, it's our final best of one of the day here in Central Asia. You don't want to miss it. See you soon.